They lied to us. The system was never built for our liberation. It was built to keep us bound. But the matriarch has returned and the chains of patriarchy are breaking. If you thought the last episode shook things up, this one will shatter all the illusions completely. Because here's the truth. We cannot reclaim our divine feminine power while still upholding the very systems that enslave us. Patriarchy is not just a system. It is a disease, one that has infected our spirituality, our self-worth, and even our relationships. And today, we are going to expose it, dismantle it, and burn it to the ground. Now, this isn't about white feminism. No, this is not about begging for a seat at their table. This is about building our own. So if you're ready to go deeper, I want you to stay with me today. Hi, I am Chief Apostle Veronica Israel, High Priestess, Global Spiritual Leader, and founder of the Soul Awakening Sanctuary Movement and the Sankofa Sessions podcast host. I am a teacher of universal laws, ancestral wisdom, and African cosmology, dedicated to deconstructing and decolonizing the mind, breaking religious bonds and bondages, and awakening divine consciousness in humanity. With years of experiences across various faith traditions and spiritual communities, my mission is to empower, enlighten, and liberate those that are ready to reclaim their divine power and walk in truth. The matriarch has returned, and I am here to help guide the way. Now let's talk about the systems that have worked overtime to keep the matriarch suppressed. Because here's what they won't tell you. Patriarchy was never the original design as our African culture. Our African ancestors lived in matriarchal societies where women were the spiritual, political, and economic leaders. Religion was weaponized. The very Bible they used to keep women silent. It's a distorted version of ancient spiritual truths that honor the divine feminine. Even the so-called women liberation movements, or the women libs, they weren't for us. White feminine was never about freeing black and indigenous women. It was about bringing white women into power alongside white men while still keeping us at the bottom of the pecking order. And let's be very clear, crystal. This system thrives on us being disconnected from our divine feminine power. Why? Because when women wake up, society shifts. When we step into our power, we disrupt everything. And this is exactly what we're here to do. So now that we have seen and identified the chains that hold us hostage, how do we break them is the question. Because awareness without action is just another form of bondage. But here's how we can reclaim our power today. Number one, unlearn the lies we were taught and that you were taught about your divinity. Stop waiting for permission to lead. Stop believing the lie that submission is your highest calling. Start reconnecting with your ancestral power. Number two, redefine what leadership looks like for you. You don't have to fit into their mold. Matriarchal leadership is about balance, wisdom, and creation, not domination and control. Lead in your home, your community, your spiritual practice without apology. Your community needs you. The world needs you. Our culture needs you. And guess what? That woman inside of you that you're afraid to let unleash to be great, she needs you. Number three, build communities that honor the divine feminine. This is bigger than just you. It's bigger than just one person. It's time to create safe spaces, spiritual sanctuaries, and economic systems where the feminine is restored to its rightful place. Remember this, if we don't build, we will always be begging to be included in someone else's thing. It's high time. We've built everybody else and their projects, their community. It's time to pour our strength, wisdom, knowledge, and all of our efforts and everything we got into building things for us and for our future. And let me be clear about this. This is not just about women. When women rise, humanity rises. Our family and our community rises. The return of the matriarch is about restoring balance. And that is what we need in the earth. Balance. Now, beloved, don't let them fool you. This is just not a fantasy. Because matriarchal power is our history, our records of the past. We've had the Sibyls, African prophetesses who guided empires and shaped civilization. We've had Queen Nzinga, who outmaneuvered European colonizers and ruled with unmatched wisdom. We've had the Kandakes of Nubia, warrior queens who led armies and built nations. Let me tell you something. We are not waiting to be saved by anyone or any entity. We are here to reignite what has always been ours from the start. Now, family, here's where you have to make a decision for yourself. You can walk away from this message and go back to your business as usual. Or you can step into your divine calling and join this movement. And here's how you start. Well, the first thing you can do is support this work. If this message is speaking to you, invest in the work that is invested in you. You can support, donate, and help spread this truth. Second thing you can do is join the Soul Awakening Sanctuary movement. If you are looking for a spiritual home that honors the divine feminine, decolonized teachings, and ancestral wisdom, this is the place where you belong. And number 3, you can share this message, because if we don't tell our stories, share our records of the past, our history, they will keep telling them for us inaccurately. The return of the matriarch is not coming, darling, it's here. And the question is, are you ready to take your rightful place once again? If this episode has ignited something in you, let me know in the comment section. Subscribe, share, and stay connected, because this is just the beginning. The divine feminine is rising each and every moment, and nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop it. This has been another powerful and impactful episode of the Sankofa Sessions podcast with your host, Chief Apostle Veronica Israel, the podcast where we take you back into the glorious records of our past to get clarity and perspective on our collective bright future. If this message has resonated with you, always do us a favor again, engage with this video, like, comment, share, repost, and let's continue the conversation. We're breaking the chains and we are reclaiming our power, and nothing will ever be the same again. As always, remember, you are powerful, you are creative, you are the epitome of the divine consciousness that created the universe. You are God in flesh, having a human experience, and never let anyone, any ideology, or any philosophy tell you differently, and be unapologetically you. Stay free, and until next time, peace be with you.